like that. But you know, it's all going like the music.
We know you're not joking, by the way.
No. Like I love this moment because you're celebrating with your fans, and then you go back in, you're celebrating with your group and your mates, and I love that moment. I love both, but I loved it back in the dressing room, and then it's like, usually it's where we going, what we're doing.
Who's sorting out the tables?
Who's sorting out
But yeah, you know, this is where the emotions kick in as well, because you can really take in the moment and take in what you've actually achieved. Because again, this is I think it's the 5th final that they've come to.
Right, yeah.
Now the first time they've actually won it. Amazing scenes in there.
Do you know what you do when you walk in after winning a final? Obviously, I didn't win the FA Cup, but I won a couple of other finals. You after all the celebrations and the emotion and the high fives, etc., and the champagne splashing everywhere, you have that moment where you sit in your seat, where you're getting changed, you slump, and you take it in, and you look around, you have a little giggle to yourself at people messing about, and you watch other people how they're taking it in. They're the moments that you look back on now when you think about them times, you know what I mean? And then you see people rounding up their shorts and their socks and their shirts for memorabilia to keep. Little things that had people placing their medals in their pockets, don't want to lose it, putting it around the hooks where their clothes are. Crazy little details like that kit men and all the kit men you see sometimes, and the people behind the scenes have their little moment in the corners. It's great to see. It's a beautiful thing.
Do you know what's nice as well? It's the first time you get to call your family.
Yeah.
You know, I remember the first time I won anything, the League Cup was in Cardiff, and then that moment when, because like, you know, you want to win things as a kid, so to ring your parents and just to share it with them, like, and they're so excited for you and so proud. They're nice moments.
I rang my dad and he come and picked me up, but I was a little bit worse for wear.
What, at the stadium?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Was it Leicester? Or was it? Oh, that team was full of people that knew how to enjoy themselves.
Oh, I love it. You never even got away from the stadium. All right, well, let's have a look at the goal then. That means all those emotions are going to be the emotions that those Leicester City players are feeling right now. Wonderful goal, fitting of the day, fitting of the final.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fabulous one moment in the game. I mean, I think it's the only shot on target for Leicester in the game. It was a tremendous strike. Even that he takes it on from that far. He was fabulous in the game, the way he performed today, but the conviction with which he hit this ball. He looks like he's somebody who does this on a regular basis in training, because he takes it on straight away. I mean, like we were talking before, I think Jorginho, this is where one area where I don't like in his game is that he can't get across the ground. He should be the one getting across there. He shouldn't be pointing the defender to get out. If Thiago goes there, he leaves the space that Vardy's in.
Yeah, I mean, when we talk about Jorginho, there is holes in his games, and that's one of them. He knew he didn't have the legs to get there, so he's trying to dictate to people around him, and there'll always be a frail. So I'm not worried about what he did in the week when he gave the ball away, because that was very rare. But that happens a lot in his game, you know. And I think now Thomas Tuchel, when he's thinking of the Champions League final, Man City, you can't leave for Phil Foden or a Riyad Mahrez as well in that situation. You've got to get out there. You know, I don't want to take nothing away from the strike, but from a Chelsea's performance and a defensive perspective, if you're playing that role, first and foremost, before anything you do with a ball, you've got to stop that happening. And he didn't do it tonight. So Tuchel's got a big decision, not only Tuesday night in the Champions League final. Jorginho's a fabulous player on the ball, but there is holes in his game.
Okay, well, let's bring Peter Walton into the conversation, because we just saw a glimpse there of the moment where it looked like there was a potential handball in the build-up to the goal. We have VAR, as the Chelsea fans know full well, because they thought they'd got an equaliser late on, Peter. So did VAR look at that, decide it wasn't an important moment? Explain the decision-making that you think has gone on there.
Well, it's a subjective viewpoint whether or not it was handball. Personally, I don't think it was a handball. The ball's deflected off Perez's knee and just caught his arm. Now, that's in itself, people may argue is handball. I don't think it was. However, VAR would not have got involved in that incident because the actual goal-scoring opportunity didn't occur immediately. There was a potential handball. There was some 7 seconds or so between that potential handball and the ball hitting the back of the net. That's not immediately, and the law states it's only an offence if the goal-scoring opportunity happens immediately. So good use of VAR.
There you go. That's why he's here, and we'll talk about the other use of VAR in just a few moments. Peter, thank you very much. Much appreciated. I really want to talk about the goalkeeper. Obviously, the goal is going to be the photo on the back pages of all the papers, but 27 years ago yesterday, Peter Schmeichel won his first FA Cup trophy.
Wow.
Now his son picks one up. Special.
Special moment. Again, it must be difficult being the son of arguably the best Premier League goalkeeper. I've played against his dad, and he just made the goal look so small. But Kasper's doing the same again now. You know, and you look at it, he's won the Premier League now, he's won the FA Cup, and arguably one of the best goalkeepers in the league at this moment in time. You know, you look at some of the saves that he's making. This one in particular, phenomenal saves, getting across. Because again, I thought he actually hit the post, but he gets across, gets right down to it and tips it onto the post. Another one here. This one was amazing because again, to get your hand to it first, and then to actually tip it around the post, another great save.
I think Leicester fans will be talking about that save in particular for many, many years to come, because as soon as it left Mason Mount's boot, that was a goal. He struck it beautifully. Yeah. But I think Kasper Schmeichel, as you know, he's made his own path. He's been in his dad's huge shadow, but what a career he's had, and what a talent.
And you played with a few goalkeepers who were more than just goalkeepers. They were leaders. They set the tone in the dressing room and at the club, and he does that as captain.
I think you can see that in him. He's a leader. He's a mature young guy. He's somebody who's grown up in football. He understands what it means to get to places like this, what it takes mentally, and you can see that. I mean, 2 moments. You can make saves all game. You can keep making saves, but when you're not ultimately busy for the whole 90 minutes, but you asked 2 times in the game to come up, and he came up trumps.
Okay, let's hear from his manager. I'm very pleased to say that
for the fans, you've had a little time to take a breath. Try and put that into words for us, what that means.
It's such an amazing feeling. The FA Cup, of course, for everyone around the world, but in particular for British coaches, is such a special occasion. We've grown up watching it all our life, and to be able to arrive here and play such an amazing team and win the game. And I feel deservingly won the game. It hasn't quite sunk in yet, to be honest.
I saw you set off on a little sprint down the touchline there.
Yeah, just pure excitement.
Yeah, still got it.
And, well, no, you never lose what you never have, Des. But yeah, it's just a sheer emotion, and obviously the nature of the goal as well. It was a classic FA Cup winning goal, and what a strike by Yuri.
If you're going to make history, do it with a fantastic goal like that. He had a fantastic